Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. It's that time where we get together and talk about any and all things. Ah, man, I did it wrong for the vertical stream. Damn, I screwed up. I did it right last week when YouTube added a feature where you can simultaneously stream to both vertical and horizontal feeds having the same shared chat room, but I messed up. I messed it up. Damn. I messed it up for the vertical one this time. I must have been just not thinking right. But anyway, hello, welcome. Sorry for you guys watching on the TikTok format. Live stream here, it doesn't look right. I'm dumb. Cult leader screwed up here. But welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. The time we get together and talk about every and any and all things vegan every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're vegan interested, you found a great place to hang out with some cool, non-judgmental, friendly. Actually, yeah, vegans are friendly despite this misconception that we're mean a-holes and stuff like that. There's plenty of mean meat-eating a-holes too. It's not exclusively for vegans or meat eaters. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. And eating tofu or steak's not going to change that. If you're not vegan, but you want to come here and tell me how horrible of a person I am because I peacefully eat plants, first of all, I'll think you're a bigot, but secondly, as long as you can hold that bigotedness inside yourself for a little bit, try to be civil and we can have an open conversation here. So welcome everyone. Good to see the Happy Fam showing up. Glad to see a late model. You just made it back just right now. Hope you didn't speed or take any unnecessary risks on the highway today just to get back in time. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're safe from your road trip there, late model. Let's see. Peter, another vegan restaurant in Victoria, just announced they're closing very soon. Yeah, it's not just vegan restaurants, just restaurants in general, just businesses in general. The economy is tough right now. And Foo is back. Yes, I told you, late model. Yeah, Foo made it back last week. I told him that Sarah would freak out, and yes, she's freaking out in a good way, in a good kind of, one could freak out in a good way. Like if I met my favorite music star or something, I would freak out. I'd try to do it in a chill way. But anyway, that's I'm sure how Sarah is reacting right now. A chill freak out. Let's see. Let's see. I see you guys reconnecting there in the chat. Awesome. Damn, I really bummed. I messed up my vertical format today. Damn. Anyway, because it looks really good. I can see how it should look if your cult leader did it right. But anyway, let's see. Hey, Uncle, looking and sounding good. Good live from Long Beach, California. It's Friday night. Yep. Thanks. Hey, Uncle. Yeah, I did try to. I actually made some tweaks to my audio setup. It's really embarrassing the way I had it set up before, being I'm a professional music producer and recording engineer, and I just had it hooked up my audio here in a really hacked way, sort of. It's kind of just, I noticed the audio was getting kind of crunchy and saturated, not in a pleasing way. So anyway, I reconfigured some things. So hopefully things sound better than ever before. I'm going through a decent mic and preamp. It should sound better than it was. So just me, I'm not hooking it up in the most optimal way. I was trying to send too hot of a signal, like a professional level audio line signal to more of a consumer grade product, and it was just not mixing well. So anyway, all good now. So cool. I'm glad we have Uncle and Peter here tonight in case it gets hot and testy. You never know. Peter, what did I mess up about the vertical live stream? It's supposed to have its own, like I did it last week. It has its own separate camera angles and stuff. It's the way YouTube has it right now. I guess it's default. If you don't do what I did last week, it'll just default, just trim the edges, trim the left, trim the right side out, and just give you the middle. It just gives you this, so it just doesn't, it's not what I had in mind. Anyway, I'll learn from tonight's mistake and make sure next week that I don't hastily start the live stream without triple checking that parameter. So anyway, hey Nikki, hey, Happy Fam, just finished up dyeing some streaks in your hair pink and purple, so we'll be busy for a few. Awesome. Cool. Let's see, what else you guys asking about there? Heidi's here. Good to see you, Heidi. Glad Heidi say hello to Foo. Yeah, Foo, keep coming, man. Keep on coming. Let's see. Anyway, what's that, Peter? In America, they have ice ages. In Canada, you have nice... You have nice agents. There was a guy from a comedy show walking around on a pier in Canada wearing a shirt saying he was a nice agent. Wow. Yeah, we can use some of that instead of what we've been having here lately. Yeah, it's not been so nice as many of you have seen. Let's see. Late model. You were at a fancy restaurant with your sister and godfather. Oh, so you made it back to town in time and you're having dinner before this or something. That's cool. I'm glad you weren't rushing around, like driving back, your heel to the steel up the Oregon coast or something, or however you get back from where you were. Heidi, you have a veg fest this weekend. Awesome. Are you going? Uncle, yeah, I would prefer some nice agents too. Just some federal agents that go around and just do random acts of niceness to people. Wouldn't that be cool? Just like make people's days a little better. That'd be interesting. It's a hey, vegan metalhead, you love veganizing recipes. You found one that will be super easy to make vegan. It's a recipe for tofu bites with the fish caramel sauce, and the only non-vegan thing is the fish sauce, which you have a vegan one. Yeah, it sounds pretty straightforward to do there. Peter, I'll see if I can make it to King's Day. It starts in the morning, like at 10 or something, but I'm going to be visiting my mom, so I'm not sure how that's all going to work out. We'll see. It's possible. It just could be a little tricky on that. Oh, okay. Oh, you did just get back from to Oregon right now, late model. Okay, that was in California that you're having that fancy restaurant. Oh, cool. What back in Marin, right? I take it. How was your trip there? Was the weather pretty? I bet it was mixed. Huh? You probably got some rain because we got that storm here on Tuesday. We had some pretty nice downpours too. It was pretty impressive for an October storm. So yeah, I know it was a classic. It was an early season winter storm, meaning they drop down out of the Pacific Northwest, meaning they come from like where Peter lives and where Sarah lives, and they make their way down the coast. And often they don't make it down to SoCal. We're just too far south. But some do. Yeah, basically the rule of thumb here on the West Coast as far as rainfall is. I'm sure this ends at a certain point once you get into Canada and Alaska, but on the West Coast, so Pacific Northwest, all that, the higher your latitude, the further north you are, the higher probability that the storm's going to get you, and the further south you are, it doesn't drop. It takes more. It's weirder for it to drop further south. That's why we get maybe one half the rain of say San Francisco does, and they get half the rain of like Eureka and Humboldt County do. Further north you go, the rain keeps getting up and up till you get to full on Portland and Seattle. Really, some impressive rainfalls most years, and where Peter lives too, in Victoria on Vancouver Island. Cool, Peter. Go out and protest for the world and for us, man. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I might. I'll see if it can work out. I'm just not sure if it'll be easy to get out of the area where it's at. It will be a lot of people there or not, and will I be able to make it to my mom's on time? Late model, you've been a little homesick, it seems, missing your trails and friends, but that's about it. Well, it's a nice area to go back and visit. So your trip was amazing. Great visits and connections. A couple of hot days in Fairfax in 70s. Oh, you missed the rain, but it rained in Mendo. So how was Mendo? So I know you like it cold, cloudy, and overcast, but you never mentioned raining. How is Mendo in the rain? Yeah, but yeah, often in California when it rains, it's just not a pleasant little rain you might get in other places. We have such unique geography here, so many mountains close to the coast and inland too. So when a storm system pushes all that moisture up onto a high elevation, it's like wringing out a sponge. It just squeezes all the water out of the clouds. Not all, but a bunch. Just pours. So we get a lot of rain here because of our beautiful mountains. All our geography creates a lot of flooding situations. That would be tomorrow above horizon. Check your local city, wherever you're at, see what's going on, what time and everything. Ours is 10 in Long Beach. Heidi, you sure the protests will be big here in Boston? Lots of sidewalks chalked about it today. Interesting. There's already markings. It's not graffiti chalking, but organizing things chalking. Kind of curious. I haven't seen anything like that, but I didn't walk around today. I went to the gym today. Let's see. Mendo was perfect. Awesome. 60 degrees and overcast. Sounds like a beautiful fall day in Mendo. One day of rain, and you were walking on the beach soaked and loving every minute. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm envious. Angie and I keep talking. We need to get out and touch soil, touch earth, get sand, dirt, something on our, just get dirty or something. So yeah, we've just been, not connecting with nature all that much lately. So I'm envious of you, and I'm happy. I'm not envious in a way, ooh, I'm so jealous. I am jealous in a certain way. I'm happy that you had a great moment there in your favorite town and on the beautiful cloudy Mendo weather. Okay, on the chalk hike, he was telling everyone to come. I get it. Okay. Yeah, I bet, if I walked down to the areas where they're going to be tomorrow, I probably would have seen something. But I didn't walk at all, unless you count walking from the parking lot into the gym. Hey, Michael, ask you, hey, I know it's late where you're at in Europe and the UK. So, yeah, just stay as long or as little as you can. Make it when you can, because I know it's, most people in your part of the world should be asleep right now. So, yeah, stay as long or as little as you can, and I have gratitude that you're here with us. Where's the cult leader? I don't know. Where is the vegan cult leader? Who is this person who runs the whole vegan cult? And is veganism really a cult? I don't know. It's so weird. Oh yeah, I'd love to meet up. Yeah, hopefully when I'm living up there, when you come on your biannual trips, I'll be able to meet up somewhere in Marin or somewhere in the counties north of there. But yeah, I actually have never been to Point Reyes National Seashore. I've done some hiking out there. You know, like when you go into Bolinas. And, there's no signs. At least most of the time, the locals remove the street signs telling you, here's Bolinas, turn here. If you go left, you go into Bolinas. If you go right, you go into, like, the southern end of Point Reyes, basically. That's as far as I've gone. It's like where you park and start walking in. And it was a beautiful hike, but I've never been to the heart of Point Reyes. So many things to explore up there. So much nature. I'm so jealous. I can't wait to get up there sometime, I hope. But yeah, show us around Point Reyes. That'd be awesome. Point Reyes Station, Point Reyes Seashore. Love it up there. Uncle, yeah, just walk along the beach would be nice. Just not along the beach here, because you're bound to step on a homeless person or a syringe or something not romantic, something not making you feel like you're grounding back in nature. God, I really wish I had fixed my vertical stream right tonight. Oh well, no big deal. If anyone's watching on the vertical stream, just comment down below. Let me know you're watching it there, and I promise you I'll make it look better next week. I won't do the same mistake twice. You can't fool me twice. Anyway, Peter, yes, I was just thinking about that tonight, how Angie and I have not done a members only live stream for a while. So I think the best way for us to do one is just to do one, not schedule it. We'll get paralyzed with indecision and asking you guys, and you guys will have conflicting days that'll work. We should just do some and just commit, just do it. If there's only 3 people there, cool, fine. I could chat with 3 of you. Awesome. I'm totally cool with that. I don't need to have like hundreds of people or anything. It's just, so yeah, we'll thanks for reminding us. And I was just thinking about it today, how bad we've been about that. And I want to correct that. I will correct that. Luciano, no, I have no idea who's the leader of the vegan cult. I don't know why anyone would ever think veganism is a cult, right? I have no clue. Point Reyes National Seashore is a whole nother beach. I want to go explore all the beaches there. I've never been to like Bodega Bay or anything. The furthest north I've got in that section of the coast, if you don't count like Humboldt County and stuff like that, is basically Bolinas. So, and Bolinas is cool. Anyone here ever been to Bolinas? Besides probably just late model. Oh yeah, no King's Day is tomorrow. VLAM. Peter said he's going to be protesting our king over in his country. So it's a protest against our person in charge right now of our country who's acting like a king. And yeah, that's not what the United States' Constitution and democracy is about. So yeah, if you got time, guys, if our free speech rights are still here. If you want to go out and exercise them, tomorrow's a great time. Let's see. Hey, Bella. Have you ever thought about doing music video reactions to new musicians or other musicians from around the world as a musician yourself? No, I never really thought about that. I mean, I thought about responding to music videos because I've seen other YouTubers do that. Thing is, I noticed a lot of their videos go down, or they say I just made 3 videos in a row and YouTube took them all down because of copyright, content strikes, content ID issues. Not content strikes necessarily, just like they'll take your video over saying, "Oh, thanks for making this video, but since you used our music in there, we will claim all the money you get from ads and stuff. It won't go to the creator, not a dime, not a stinking dime. It'll go to the copyright holder of the music." So I don't know. But I guess if I just do people just not like from music videos, but like people just like playing live or jamming or something like that, and there's house, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Wow, Uncle, have I been to Venice Beach? Yeah, not recently. I have no reason to go there. I mean, I used to go eat at the Cafe Gratitude there a long time ago. I don't even know it's there anymore, but no, it's pretty far from here. I mean, for you it's a little bit closer, but yeah, just getting to the South Bay, just getting to where you're at's tough enough. Like we don't have like a good direct freeway that connects where I live to where Uncle lives at. So that's one reason why we've been so bad about seeing you. It's kind of a brutalish sort of drive. But yeah, getting to Venice is even a little more tricky. I guess so for Venice, yeah, well, we have done it. You just go up the 405 and get off that freeway where the Howard Hughes Parkway is. John Hughes, isn't that a director of 80s movies? You saw a tiny beater house in Fairfax for under $800,000. Wow, it must have been pretty beater. Wow, yeah, that's a deal in that neck of the woods where you were visiting there. That's great, late model. Last time you were in Venice, you saw a tweaker making out with an iguana. That sounds kind of like, in my mind, a not too weird, I mean, uncommon thing to see. It's weird, but not uncommon in Venice Beach. Why'd I cut my hair? It's just time. I like to cut it every like 3 to 4 months. It was bugging me too. It's just getting all long in the back here. These little bits that were down here, they just start curling up and stuff. It starts curling. I don't like my hair. If it just stayed straight, probably I would have left it. So yeah, that's why I cut it. Just, just try something different again. I haven't had like this shorter kind of style for like over a year or so now. Just thought I'd try something a little different. I just saw some old photos from like a couple years ago. So let's go back to that shorter haircut again. It's just cool. It's easy. It's kind of fun. So yeah, my hair changes all the time. It grows, it gets cut. Despite what anti-vegans say, how vegans lose their hair. Like Angie's hair is almost pretty much down to her butt now. I mean, it's crazy, and it's thick. And mine, maybe not as thick, but keeps growing. It grows like a little weed. Hey, AJ's here. Awesome. Aloha to AJ Vintage. And Timothy's here now too. Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Heidi and Late Model. Guys, I'm glad you guys are liking the haircut, Your hair is down to your butt too. And it's so funny when people say vegans can't grow their hair or their hair falls out. I mean, no, if you're starving yourself, and again, you could starve yourself on any diet. If you're not getting enough calories, yeah, your body's functions aren't functioning as well, and hair growth is not functioning well. It could even turn into hair loss. It's just so insincere when people say that. Oh. Your hair is long now too, AJ? I didn't know you had long hair. How long? Is it long for you, or is it just long? I'm just kind of curious, AJ. Let us know. Nikki, you're back. I thought you were making food. Peter, I saw that you sent me a video. I saw the thumbnail about VD making a video about me. I didn't read it, but I gathered from the title and thumbnail, VD didn't like my undeniable argument against veganism. I'm tempted to watch it because I can't imagine her brain spinning through like logic, like premise 1, premise 2. I can't imagine how she would, how her brain would deal with seeing a logical syllogism and trying to work out if it's right. I just can't. But no, I haven't checked it out yet. If I get bored one day, maybe I'll check it out. Flatlander, hello Flatlander. Your hair is crazy thick and it got curly, so it appears even thicker than it is. Awesome. Well, late model. Your hair hasn't been this long since the 90s. So how long is it? Like that long? Like, let me. I'm just going guessing. Like, is it like maybe 3-4 inches? I'm just taking a guess there. Or is it like 5-6 inches or so? Because I thought you keep it pretty closely cut, from what I remember. And maybe my memory's shot because I'm a vegan with brain damage. Okay, if a house is that cheap, vegan metalhead, I'm sure you know. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of issues with it. Oh, Heidi, I'm sorry you missed your chemotherapy curls. Yeah, sorry. I'm glad you're good now, but sorry you had to go through that. So AJ, your hair is getting towards your butt. Awesome. See, and vegans go bald. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Blood Rose 75. Yeah, all my joking and mocking the idiots, aside, yeah, nails and hair do grow healthily for vegans who eat sensibly. I mean, yeah, what you're saying there is absolutely true and such a modest claim. We're not claiming anything crazy like you're gonna grow your hair down to your butt in a week or something like that. But yeah, if you eat sensibly, your hair and your nails too should grow as they normally have. Maybe even better, perhaps. Who knows? Timothy, you're supposedly 5 years past late stage veganism, not a skeleton yet. What is considered late stage veganism by the anti-vegan crowd? Like roughly what? Like 5 years, 10 years, 15? Just kind of curious because this is going to be year 15 for me. Like in a few weeks or sometime late this month or November for sure. It'll be 15 years. So I'm wondering when all the bad crap is going to start happening. I mean, yeah, I've aged 15 years in that 15 years, but everyone else who has stayed alive has aged 15 years in that 15 years. So that's, you can't say, well, you look older. No, yeah, I'm 15 years older. Should I look younger or the same or something like that? Anyway, your brain fog is off the charts tonight. I've been a busy 2 weeks. I bet. Timothy, no, Travis, you have hair growing on your ears and nose. You have too much hair in places it shouldn't be. That means you're probably getting a little older, huh? That's one of the joys of aging. Hey, Johnny Bravo. Good to see you, Johnny Bravo. Wait, I lost your comment there. How's it going, everyone? And finally cooled down here. It's 74 degrees and not humid for once. Well, how long does that last for you in Florida? Like a few days, a week or two? Not humid in Florida? I never really hear people stringing those words together. Fourth quarter veganism. Oh, I think VD has a descriptor video about late stage veganism. Really, is this a thing? Let me know if she made a video about late stage veganism. Let me know. I want to know what late stage veganism is, and specifically what kinds of crazy bad shit's supposed to happen to you. You're supposed to have the best blood test of your life. You're supposed to be athletic and energetic. I mean, what's supposed to happen in late stage veganism? Yeah, Peter, I saw you telling us the other day that the European Union is trying to ban the word sausage or burger unless it contains dead animal bits. That's really lame. I mean, really, are those industries that threatened and they're lobbying the European Union to do that? Foo, you've not had your hair down to your buttocks since your metal years? Hey, grow it again if you can. Like, why not, Blood Rose, you love long hair on guys. Yeah, I had long hair for so much of my adult life, and I decided, okay, I'm over it, and it just kept getting dry too. There's a reason why all the dudes that are still like rocking now, and they're big like rock or metal bands. Most of those guys now, like 20, 30 years later, their hair's long, like as short as mine. Like Motley Crue, Metallica, they don't rock the hippie hair anymore. It's a little tougher when you're older. Oh, that's cool, Johnny. You live closer to the ocean, so you get some ocean influence. That's good. What's that, Uncle? You've got some awesome vegan, Oaxaca, Coloradito Mole. Oh my god, tastes great on tofu and beans. Got it from Lazy Acres. I may have seen that. I've seen a couple vegan moles in some stores. That sounds good. Yeah, I'd eat that right now. I love mole. I'm a mole maniac. Fortunately, I don't get around to eating mole nearly enough. So about the European Union being assholes about vegan burgers and stuff, you're saying hot dog, it contains no dog, huh? That's the thing. That's what the manufacturers claim, that our customers, I'm speaking for the meat industry, our customers are so stupid that when they go to the store and they see like a box of veggie burgers that says veggie burgers, their customers are confused. They're so dumb that the word veggie burgers doesn't register in their minds that these burgers are made out of vegetables. Like, if they're that stupid, then why don't they think the hot dogs are made out of dogs? Like, I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't claim your customers are that stupid. And anyway, thanks for bringing that up though. Oh, there's a great restaurant in San Rafael that specializes in mole. Wow. Do they have any vegan options there? Can they put like the mole on something that doesn't involve like chicken or something? Let me know, because if so, that'd be worth a little trip to Marin when I'm living up there, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, sorry to hear, but yeah, Nikki, that Ace Frehley passed away. Was it yesterday? I think it was. Yeah, I didn't realize he was hospitalized. He fell in his studio. Yeah, like when I got here, found in his studio, hit his head, and had some kind of bleeding on the brain or something like that. It's really sad. Just shows you never know, man. Appreciate life, He did I know he's healthy before he took that fall in his studio, and he was just a little older than me. I think he was in his early 60s, but yeah, you never know. Oh yeah, Giovanni. Yeah, I've totally heard of True North. I didn't really put together since Santa Rosa. They are looking for a vegan chef, and they are a vegan facility. Think of applying? Yeah, hell yeah, do it. And you can live in Santa Rosa. That sounds awesome. Totally cool. Yeah, jump on that, Giovanni, for sure. I bet you'll have a lot of competition, but go for it. Okay, so late model. It's called Los Moles, but do they have anything that we can eat there? Oh, okay. Wow. You've got a busy social life, late model. You're not going to be here next week, as your sister and niece are coming to town for Mama's birthday. Awesome. Cool. Well, we'll miss you. We'll totally miss you. But let me know if that place, that Los Moles place, has anything us vegans can eat. William, you have a question about caviar. Can you eat it, and why not? Is that? Oh, that's not your name, Wolf. I'm not sure your name. I'll just call you Wolf. Caviar. Why don't you let everyone know in the chat down below. Oh, okay, Ace was 74. I thought he was 64. Okay, well, I didn't realize he was like 20 years older than me. That makes sense, because they were big when I was a kid. Anyway, WF, why don't you let everyone know what caviar is, and we could have a discussion about that. And it's not a question, can I eat it? It's won't. I mean, I could eat anything. I could try to eat this plastic bag here, but I won't, because it's not edible, so it's not like there's nothing physically, preventing me biologically to try to chomp it down. Yeah, so it's an animal product. So first of all, let's just look at what the definition of veganism is, and we'll take it from there. So let me get to where I want to get to. All right, so the definition of, okay, those are the health benefits. But anyway, the definition of veganism, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So I'm not exactly sure how they harvest the eggs and stuff from sturgeon. Is that the fish species it comes from? But anyway, just the act of taking the eggs away from them, because why do sturgeon or fish in general lay eggs? It's for fish purposes. I mean, let's take it one step further. So I said, veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Let's look at the definition of exploitation. I think this will make a lot more sense. The act of, I got to read it on this screen, I'm sorry. The the action or fact of treating someone unfairly in order to benefit from their work. So yeah, we're taking something from the fish. The fish lay eggs not for humans to have a snack. They lay eggs so they can repopulate their species. So we're taking the product of their biology, the work that their body's been putting out to produce eggs to continue the species to the next generations, taking that away from them so we can have a snack. So that to me is definitely fits the definition of exploitation, and therefore animal exploitation. Is there cruelty in it? Well, I imagine to get the sturgeon in the first place, or whatever fish caviar come from, they would have to catch the fish, right? Well, a fish is out swimming, doing its own business, living its life, making its own decisions, and has a family of other fish and stuff like that, gets caught either in a net or whatever, and it's dead. So that's animal cruelty right there. So I think eating caviar, yeah, is a definite no. Seems like there's animal cruelty just to get the fish in the first place. And somehow, if you just found where it laid the eggs, say you know where the sturgeon live at, you can go find the holes where they lay their eggs at. Still, that's cruel because they laid the eggs to make the next generation of fish. So that's I think I think it's pretty clear that there's probably more animal cruelty and exploitation in caviar than there is honey production. I would say there's definitely more. So yeah, it's strictly ethical. That's what veganism is. It's ethical. I mean, there's a dietary component to it. What's your name? Wilf M. Ship? I'm sorry your name. I don't got it. But there's definitely a dietary component because we have to eat something, right? It's like, yeah, it's an ethical stance against animal cruelty. So, so you're just not just bullshitting. Yeah, you say you have to actually put that into practice. Anyone could believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, but if you continue eating meat and animal products, do you really believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong? You got to walk your talk, as they say. So anyway, yeah, it's more than just a philosophy. It's it's taking actions in your life. We have to eat something. So yeah, we eat plants and fungi, mushrooms. So it's simple as that. Yeah, all plants are on the table for the most part, and animal products off the table. Already vegan. Why would anyone want to eat fish eggs and eat? Well, I don't know. No, I think they're gross. When I was a kid and I went fishing with my dad, we'd have these little salmon eggs, put them on our hooks. I thought they were smelly and gross. I never thought once, I'm hungry right now. Instead of go grabbing a burger, or I was not a vegan when I was a kid, I'm gonna eat these little salmon eggs here. No, they smelled gross. I had never considered eating them, but I know caviar is a little bit different. They're considered a delicacy amongst some people, so I think that's why. But yeah. It's good with vodka, and that's about it. Don't even do it. If you don't even find it appealing in any way there, unless you're masking it with vodka, just don't even bother. Let the sturgeon live. Let them keep laying eggs so, they can have more fish in the future. The ocean needs more fish, not less fish, or would that be fewer? It'd be less fish. So yeah, leave the sea creatures alone. Okay, Flatlander Montgomery. Yeah, we were talking about this last week. There's some scant information that Jordan Peterson, the guy who thinks vegan diets are so horrible for you, I should be dead. He was again hospitalized in July for pneumonia and sepsis after experiencing neurological issues and possibly linked to mold exposure. How would he be exposed to mold? Maybe it has something to do with his weird way of eating, just salt and beef or something like that. I'm just saying. I mean, that's a hypothesis worth investigating. I'm not saying it's definitely there's a connection, but it's such an extreme and weird way of eating. There might be something to it. Someone says someone stinks? Who's saying we stink? Foo, I didn't see that. Yeah, I wonder if we have some mold issues from old leaks that we had in our roof. Our roof's long fixed, but I wonder. Oh, and Terrell, yes, I did do a Jordan Peterson impression in last week's live stream, so I'm glad you went back and watched it. Yeah, I don't think I feel it right now. I don't feel myself channeling the spirit of Jordan Peterson, but yeah, I can do a decent Jordan Peterson. Yeah, I'm with you, late model. Yeah, 100%. I will read your words verbatim. The idea of caviar makes me want to hurl. Just the thought of it, and if you actually had some in front of you and you could smell it, that would guarantee the hurling. Huh, never heard of that cheese before, Heidi. Yeah, I mean, if they have it, they don't have it out here. Maybe it's a smaller brand or an East Coast brand. Um, as you said, they're from Maine. Trying to see why my AC doesn't seem to be really cold right now. All right, hopefully everything's good. What's that, Metalhead? You're at a restaurant once where they had vegan caviar. Not a vegan restaurant, but they had a 46-item menu, and one of them was vegan caviar? Interesting. Was it any good? Did you try it, or you just made a mental note like, wow, that's really weird. Vegan caviar? Anyway, again, I get so bummed when I look at my vertical stream tonight. Sorry, if anyone's watching on the vertical feed tonight, the one in the TikTok format, aspect ratio. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button tonight and it didn't go out the way I wanted it to. I have it all, I'm seeing it on my screen here on Streamlabs, the way I have it all formatted and laid out. I'd spent a lot of time working on it. I didn't hook it up right tonight. So anyway, next week, guys. Actually, let me know if anyone is watching right now in the vertical format. I saw last week it got a decent amount of views. I think tonight's, though, it won't, because it looks so not good. I'm just too cropped in and everything. Oh, well. Yeah, it's hard to do impressions on the spot. You just got to be feeling it. Soy latte. I know. I'm not sure when I'm going to get my soy latte next. I got a lot going on. We got all the No King's Day tomorrow. That's often a day where I get my soy latte. So we'll see when I'll get my soy latte next. And it's not a soy latte, VD. If you knew what we drink here in California, it's an oat milk latte. Get your vegan milks right, yeah? No, I told you, Johnny, I can't do RFK. Seriously, that way he speaks is just so... I can't do it. I just can't do it. It's just beyond my capabilities. I think a lot of people have trouble doing an RFK Jr. Impression. But yeah, Peterson's is way more approachable. Like I said, I'm thinking like 50% Kermit the Frog. That gets you 50% of the way there. Oh, thank you, AJ. Yes, your vegan cult appreciates it, because this is the vegan cult. Veganism is a cult. So thank you so much, AJ. Much gratitude, much appreciated to keeping the cult of veganism alive. Thanks. And Taro, you can do a good RFK impression. Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, that's part of it, Johnny. It sounds like a struggle to speak, but there's something that's really trippy going on there. I'm not sure. I haven't really studied it enough to try to mock it. Hey, Fallon Marie, good to see you. Thanks for coming. So circumcision causes autism. So I don't know if there's too much information, but not autistic yet, so waiting for that one to happen too. Let's see, but yeah, we don't have any real plans for Halloween. In fact, my plan for Halloween is to be here with you guys because Halloween's on a Friday this year, so that's my plan. Chill with you guys on a live stream and ignore any would-be trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood. I tell you, we don't get that many trick-or-treaters anymore, but to ensure they don't, try their luck here, we just turn all the lights off, in the front yard, and that keeps the trick-or-treaters away. Now, AJ, I'm going to see if I can squeeze in any No Kings time tomorrow because, plan is to see my mom and the protests start around 10. So we'll see how it all works out. We'll see because it takes it could take an hour to get out to my mom's, especially if I have to walk or come back from where the protests are. I would walk too because the parking will be suck. The parking will be suck. It's already in a really parking impacted area. So that add another 20 minutes, walk 30 minutes, not 20 minutes to walk back or so. So anyway, we'll see how it all goes down tomorrow. But yes, my mom, She's alone often on Saturdays. That's one reason why I go out on Saturdays. To keep her company, say hi, hang out with her, and make sure she's doing all right. Oh, you'll be taking your mom out on Halloween. That's your mom's actual birthday. The weekend before is when your sister will be. So you missed. Are you gonna miss 2 Fridays in a row? You just missed one last week, Sarah. You're gonna miss 3 out of 4 of our Friday live stream, Sarah. No, don't say it's so. I see what you're saying, AJ. If I just kind of walk down for a little bit, and chill, I'm doing my thing, I'll keep that in mind. At least I feel like I did what I could. So I will definitely keep that in mind, AJ. Should I put a mask on? Is Palantir and Peter Thiel going to be there to photograph all our faces, and someday they'll come and throw us all in a Siberian prison or Guantanamo Bay or something like that? What do you guys think about that? Should you obscure your appearances at all or not? Yeah, Peter, that's what I'm saying. The vertical live stream is cut off. The way I see it on my screen, which you guys are not seeing because I'm stupid, I hit the wrong button. It's more zoomed out. You should see way past like many inches below vegan. And if you're watching on the vertical right now, it's cropped right here. So I'm really zoomed in like this. It doesn't look right. It looks really unprofessional. It looks hacked. All right, AJ, you're not afraid of Peter Thiel throwing you in a Palantir database, your image, I should say. Oh, I see, late model. People are coming to town before the snow because, you've told us, it's a snowy era. You're one of the few people I know that owns a set of snow tires. I didn't even know that was even a thing. People own snow tires. Wow. A gas mask might be wise. I hope not. Anyway, let's see. Food. Yeah, I think you told us that before. You quit coffee after decades of 10 or more cups daily. I mean, I'm a coffee wimp still. In the mornings now, I like to get up, one of the first things I do after I get things together is put a couple pieces of like Dave's Raising the Roof toast in the toaster and get myself I have these little tiny coffee cups like Fiesta where they're the tiny teacup. They're teacup size. They have the coffee cup size and the teacup size. I get the teacup, then I fill it half up with chocolate almond milk. I like chocolate almond milk. Even though I like a regular just white oat milk, but half chocolate almond milk and half this Califia, it's a vegan milk and coffee brand, a mocha. It's Angie said, I'm really making this just like a super chocolatey drink with a little bit of caffeine because mocha, I didn't know all this stuff. I didn't know mocha is really just a latte that is sweetened with chocolate as opposed to vanilla. But it's the same thing. Just the different sweetener. So I'm already taking a chocolate sweetened coffee and mixing it with the majority of chocolate milk. So I guess I like chocolate now more than coffee or something like that. But yeah, that's what I've been having most mornings. Sorry, let me adjust my microphone here a tad bit. Oh well, I guess I won't be doing that. So that's what I do. I have a chocolate milk with a chocolate coffee and a tiny Fiesta-ware teacup thing. So that's kind of a pleasant way to start the morning. So I don't have to get up and eat right away. I mean, eat the toast. It's just one slice of toast. That's like my little mornings, guys. So you like that raisin bread too? Raising the Roof. Dave's Raising the Roof. Not sponsored, but hey, Dave's, if you're listening, let's talk. Your people can fax my people and we'll figure it all out. We'll work out a deal. I'm joking. We don't have people. We don't have a fax machine for that matter. So anyway. What are you going to do, Fu? Training for the Masters Olympia? You hope your roidal gains don't go all the way? What? If anyone should be competing for Mr. Olympia, it should be you, Johnny, right? Johnny Bravo? Let's see, Peter, all of the shoes on Zero shoes are on sale right now? I just don't have any extra money right now. I told you how my My dishwasher, like, it works, but it doesn't. I need to replace it. It's really old. I think we put it in like 2005, no, 7, something like that. Anyway, I learned that when we put it in, we didn't do it right. You need to have we had a handy person put it in for us. She didn't do it to code. You need to have the dishwasher needs to be on its own circuit. So you just can't go like buy a new dishwasher like at like Home Depot or Lowe's or any appliance store and have them deliver it and have the guys install it, because it needs to be installed into plugged into its own dedicated circuit. So bottom line is, short story, I need to call an electrician to actually come and get the electrical right. So more cash. So anyway, I'm not buying. I see lots of cool things that are tempting me right now, and not doing it right now just because of things that keep breaking. But that's what happens. That's part of life. I'm not complaining like it's unique to me or anything like that. It's just frustrating having things breaking all the time. Anyway, but things could be worse. Totally. Let's see. What's that, Luciano? Coffee is linked to longevity, but extra. How come I can't say superfluous? I can't say that today. Holy shit! I say that word like all the time. Superfluous. I was thinking of super too much. Superfluous ingestion is I already lost your thing. It's obviously not healthy. I don't know why I was having trouble with that. It must be okay, you're right, VD. Yeah, it's all starting to happen right now. I'm having trouble with some of these higher level vocabulary words, like pronouncing them, not remembering their meanings, but actually saying them. Superfluous. So anyway, wow, 10 days off from lifting. You were gone 10 days? Oh, not this trip, but in the past. I don't think, it was a shorter trip than that, right? Or was it? I can't count anymore. Well, I guess VD's right. I can't count. I can't say superfluous anymore. It's all downhill now for me, guys. I'm entering officially now. You're seeing it live in action here, live on this live stream. I'm entering late stage veganism. It's totally happening. While you're gone 2 weeks this past trip. Damn. Okay. Wow. That's cool. You get out of the house. You can have some granola. I don't know what we're going to eat tonight. Angie and I checked to see if we could make Tuscan kale pilaf for tonight, but our kale is crap. So I got to go to the market tomorrow too. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. I don't know how it's going to go down exactly. Got a lot of stuff lined up. You don't think you have the genetics for the Olympia, Johnny? You sound like you're closer to it than most of us are. Yeah, it's good to change up your I don't know if you want to call them exercise routines, but what you do physically. So yeah, if your normal life is like Johnny or Sarah, pounding weights regularly all the time, it's cool to just go on a trip where you're still doing stuff. You might not have access to a gym or weight room, but if you can just get out and walk, maybe jog if you want, move around, walk up hills, all that stuff, walk on the sand. There's all sorts of ways to just get out and move your body. And when you take those little breaks from your normal routine, it offers a chance for your body to heal and recover a little bit. It's not a bad thing to change things up. I've read about how pro athletes do this often, maybe not in season, but in off season. A basketball player might play tennis, or a tennis player might do some basketball for a month or so and just do something different, or just go on a different sport, whole different tangent. Peter, don't tell me what shoes to get. I can't. I wish I could get some more shoes right now, but I can't. I shouldn't. I gotta lock in and just start breaking out the bucks for home fix it things. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Late model, when you're on your trip, you did go to your old gym to see old friends, and your old friends are still there at the old gym, still working out and doing stuff. That's awesome. Oh, cool. And of course, you got those Camino gummies when you're in California. That's cool because, I saw on the packaging and their website, they only offered them in certain states. And, yours wasn't one, unfortunately. And California is. I'm so lucky. Literally, I could go there, when the live stream's done. I think they're open still till like 10, you know. I can walk not too far and go to, you know, a place where I can just get them, you know, the Camino gummies. So I kind of miss them. I kind of miss that one that we got, that you told us to get first. The one that's 5% THC, 5% CBD, and 5 CDB. Is that it? That seemed to be a nice blend there. I seemed like at first I thought it might be too like much, you know, I wanted more of the relaxing. But yeah, that little bit of THC isn't really. No, it's negligible. It isn't like, you know. Anyway, yeah, CBD, CBN, and THC. It's like an equal blend of all three. That was a good one. It's really flavorful too. And most of all, they're vegan. They're vegan. They're gelatin, not gelatin. They're gummies without gelatin. So it's totally cool. So yeah, not sponsored, but hey, Camino's gummies. If you want to talk, your people, I'll have you, you know, get in touch with my people. Fax over contract. You know, we'll work it out. I don't think so. But anyway, let's see. Let's see. Foo. The gyms where you're at are lackluster and you're antisocial. So the good home gym is the goal. Yeah, I'm lucky I can just lift at home. And when I go play basketball, I'm not trying to find a social situation. Some people use it as their guys' time together or something like that. I'm not. I just want to go there and either play some games without a bunch of yapping, or just work out on my own like I did today. You know, keep my AirPods in my ears, protect my ears from all the loud pounding of the ball on the hardwood floor, and just focus on my stuff and not chat with people. So I'm not the most social person at the gym usually. I mean, sure, I have some friends like I have from there that I, you know, chat with, you know, but yeah, that's not why I go. I just go there to do my thing. Just like you, late model. You know, I'm kind of like you. You know, if I don't, you know, like I went on Monday. And yesterday, later in the day, like afternoon, early evening, I was starting to feel kind of edgy and antsy, anxiety. It's like, shit. There's no real reason why I'm feeling this right now. I mean, there is, but not really. But anyway, I got to go to the gym. So I went to the gym, feel better now. We'll see if, you know, another day or two, maybe I'll start feeling that again. But at home, it's kind of a whole different sort of workout for me, because at the gym today, I at home it's in contrast. It's mainly resistance training. I have a squat rack and bench for, you know, all, you know, it's lifting and battle ropes. That's pretty much the entire thing. It's resistance training. At the gym, I'm running around playing basketball. I'm shooting baskets. Today I was working on like running stuff. I was doing like conditioning work, running up and down the court with the ball, like doing layups, doing pull-up jump shots like from the free throw line area. I just ran off sometimes just around the court with a different kind of working out than weight training. Johnny, I like that the gym is wartime for you, so usually focused on going to war with weights. Awesome. I'm going to war at the gym too, but war against myself, I guess. You know, trying to fight off any like stress or anxiety, trying to make that go away when you're just like focused solely on what your body's doing. Wow, that's a weird emoji there, Peter. What is that? Let's see. What's going on? We're good now, right? I saw some stalling, right? We're good now, right? I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Are we good? Let me know. Let me know, guys, if we're good now. Good now, okay. And I did find out, I just read it today, I think on Reddit, that, remember I did my premiere this week on Wednesday, and the connection was crap. And yeah, you late model, you thought it was because you're out in the hills of Mendo or something like that. No, it was around the time of my live stream, not live stream, but my live premiere for Wednesday's video. They said it was peaking then. YouTube was having all sorts of trouble. So, you know, the one day I released a video on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday, and then they have like an international like problem, you know, with their video streaming service. So anyway, that, what can you do about that? So anyway, all good. That's wise. Do some jump ropes at rest stops. Do push-ups on the picnic tables. Tricep dips on the seats. People look at you like you're nuts. Well, when you're on the road, It feels good to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not doing as intense stuff as what you're doing there. It's still, if you've been sitting in a car all day or even all afternoon or morning or whatever, it just feels good to get up. I want to like jump a little bit, move a little bit, it's like sitting in a car for a long time. I'm not trying to be one of those like fruitarian, carnivore people. It's not natural, but it's just it doesn't feel natural to be sitting down in a car like all day. Just when you get out, the body's kind of beat up and you need to move to get it kind of back in alignment again or whatever. But anyway, hello, Joseph L. Hi, I'm Terrell. You go to war with the pizza instead. Awesome. Oh, that was a glitching symbol. I didn't know they had an emoji for glitching because it looked like a glitch. I go, wait, how could my stream have glitched? And also the emoji is glitching too. Like I've never seen like text or like a comment glitch. So it was like playing with my head a little bit. Carl, you rebooted YouTube. You rebooted your computer because of YouTube's problem. You thought it was you. You're talking about Wednesday, right? Well, I had an inkling something was weird Wednesday because I was doing some work where I didn't have to be focused on things visually. So I was listening to a live stream in the background, and all of a sudden I saw, it was frozen and it glitched. And like about an hour and a half after that was when my video premiere happened. And when I saw mine freaking out too, I go, it's got to be YouTube having some tech issues right now. I don't think they ever said what it was, but they acknowledged that they had some problems on Wednesday. That could have been early Thursday for you, Carl. You're right, AJ. Our bodies are built to move. They're not meant to sit in a car for a long time. Yeah, Roddy, I'm with you, man. Walking in nature is the highest form of exercise. Oh, it's a different kind of exercise. It's like an exercise / a meditation, meditating on the oneness of beauty and nature and all that, So I get it. I got to go out and touch some dirt. I haven't done that for a while. I'm just haven't prioritized that. Oh yeah, I'm totally with you, late Mom. Yeah, all sorts of driving takes a lot of energy. Being on a big interstate takes a lot of focus, but being on a twisty 2-lane road, yeah, I know what you mean. You gotta go slow. You gotta be focused. You gotta be locked in. You just can't be tripping, chatting with your friends, selling stocks and stuff, buy, sell, and checking email. No, you gotta be focused, and that takes a lot of energy. That's draining. Yeah, when you get out, get out. And the redwoods when you can, and smell them, and that's something that's nice to smell. Unlike caviar, say. Okay, that's where the glitching emoji is, huh, AJ? I never looked for a glitching emoji. Oh, that's awesome, Nikki. You wore pink today in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Day. I was not aware that today was Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Uncle, I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I really don't know. I'm kind of tempted to do what we did 2 Fridays ago and have if we have the discount still, because we had this deal where we got like Panda Express delivered to us, like total it was like $25-ish bucks or something like that. It was a pretty good deal, so maybe we'll do that again because that was pretty good. And 2 weeks ago, I'm ready for it again. I wouldn't want to eat it every day, but yeah, I'm ready now. Oh, late model, you don't go slow on the twisty roads. That's why you have intense focus. Okay. I prefer to go slower on the twisties myself, but then I'm a wimp. I told you, like when I was a cyclist, well, I was never a cyclist. When I cycled more, I loved going up hills. I'd beat a lot of my friends going up, but on the way down, they're waiting for me at the bottom. I go down real slow because I just don't like that part. I like the exercise going up. Anyone could go down. There's no fitness involved in going down. I mean, there's some, but minimally, But all the fitness is was when you're trying to climb a hill or mountain on a bike. What's up, Heidi? Even though you had breast cancer, you never got into the days, like awareness days walks, pink. It's nice, though. Yeah. Let's see. Well, that's what you do. Okay, at least you obey the speed limits in town. Huh? You just push it on the back roads. I kind of see what you're saying. Just hopefully you're not going to like creep up on some like scared person like me driving cautiously and hit them or freak them out or something like that. So yeah, I don't know what's for dinner tonight, but I'll consider the Panda Express. Let's see where we're at, 7 o'clock. I really wish we had kale that wasn't all gross. I totally would have had the TKP tonight because I'm hungry because I went to the gym today. I already had some leftover kitchery from last night. That's what I made us last night. We just had the leftovers today, but it wasn't a big amount, you know. So I really I'm hungry. That's good that you're predictable on the road. I try to be very predictable because yeah, I value not having accidents, or I don't like being involved in them. So if I can help my bit to have my intentions very obvious, that helps somewhat. Let's see, Carl, you wiped out super hard at age 14 going downhill fast on a bike. Your chain locked up, destroyed the bike. That soured you on biking for good. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, that's probably one of the worst times is when going downhill fast. You know, that's the thing. Like say you're climbing a hill. I mean, if you fall, like going up, I mean, you're going like half a mile an hour. If you're really good, like 1 mile an hour or something like that, you know, you're not going that fast. But going down hills, it's really easy to go 30, 40 plus miles an hour on a bike downhill, you know, so you can really like take a, you know, just, yeah. But yeah, it's good not to bike anymore. I told you, I just don't trust drivers anymore. It's scary enough being out on the road in a vehicle, in a car. At least you have some kind of protection. It's not perfect, but it's some, you know. But bike, you don't have anything. Case in point, I saw this morning on my local news that on not on TV, but just on my I was reading stuff. I think maybe on Reddit. Some guy hit a cyclist yesterday in my city, killed him. Like they didn't even get to the hospital, just died on the scene, you know. So this is becoming more common. It's just like people are not driving as I didn't even realize like 6-7 years ago people were driving decently well, but I miss those days. Yeah, I thought you meant driving, not drinking there, Nikki. So anyway, and now Uncle raises a point. There's so many more e-bikes out there, and a lot of them, it's like kids. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're doing all sorts of crazy shit, like doing wheelies across an intersection in a red light. I mean, like, you know, most cyclists aren't doing crazy shit like that, but kids are doing all sorts of crazy. I'm surprised, like, you know, I guess there's probably more e-bike accidents than I'm aware of, you know, but yeah. Fu Manpu tomorrow is cardio day. What does cardio day look like for Fu Manpu? Would you have Amy? I'm Fallon. You had Amy's lentil vegetable soup this evening with some rice and a slice of toast. That sounds good. If we had 2 servings of that, maybe Angie and I could do that. That sounds good. I'm starting to get hungry again. That happens on the gym days, which is often on Fridays. Yeah, e-bikes are crazy. I don't know if it's like that where you live at, but if you live in the coastal cities like me and Uncle do, yeah, it's kind of crazy. All these kids on e-bikes and yeah, just I'm glad I don't even run that much anymore. I used to run down on the beach path here, and there's 2 lanes, a really wide one for bikes and a narrower one for humans. No, I got it wrong. It's I think shoot. It's kind of, anyway, one side's for, I think they're roughly the same. One side's for humans, you know, walkers, joggers, runners, people even walking their dogs. They're not supposed to, but, you know, no one's out busting them. And the other side's for bikes. I heard now it's just complete chaos. People running on either side, biking on the wrong side, riding e-bikes on the pedestrian side. It's complete chaos. So, yeah, I don't run down there much anymore. Any vegan snacks? Well, there's a lot of snacks here, Uncle, but we need more than a snack. We may need to make some real food, or at least secure some real food today. Oh, AJ, you told us about your godson. At first I thought he was like 14, but then you told me he's like 40 or something like that. He rides e-bikes at 35 miles an hour on busy highways. Wow. Maybe I asked you about that before, AJ. Does is he just not afraid at all about that? He's just totally cool. Like if he gets hit, he gets hit. He's just like he doesn't perceive that people drive poorly nowadays. So much so that they'll just, he has a higher chance of being hit now than ever before. And he has really thin tires too. Wow. What's that, Heidi? People are getting hit by those e-bike delivery drivers? Wow, I didn't know there was e-bike. Oh, it makes sense it would be e-bike. I guess I just haven't noticed an e-bike delivery driver. Usually I just see kids riding them. And he's reckless. Huh. I wonder why. I wonder what the deal is as far as what I perceive, what you're describing there about your godson, AJ, is kind of a lack or a diminished self-preservation instinct. I guess my self-preservation instinct is pretty high, so I guess it's just hard for me to relate to someone who's on the opposite end of that spectrum of self-preservation instincts. Yeah, hey, Roddy, I agree with you. Yeah, riding a bike these days is like going into ancient battle without armor. That's totally that's a great analogy. 100% nails how I feel these days. And the statistics bear me out. I'm not just making this stuff up. I've seen, there's already been more, just in Long Beach, more people that have died in traffic fatalities at this point in October this year than for the entirety of last year. We still have 2.5 more months to hopefully not pile more numbers. Pile is a bad choice of word, but add more numbers to that. I hope we don't. But it just shows you, the statistics bear out my perceptions. I'm seeing people drive horribly, and the data shows, it's resulting in some not good outcomes. More and more not good outcomes. Increased not good outcomes. Oh, that vegan jerky brand. Remember, we were shopping at one of our local markets and they had a clearance. So we bought a whole bunch and they don't sell it there anymore. Next time I go to Whole Foods, I'll check there, but I don't go there too often. Oh, okay, AJ, your godson there is but the e-bike that rides recklessly. He has bipolar and doesn't have much impulse control. Interesting. Huh, okay. That might explain things. Yeah, if you're wired a little differently, you probably don't have the same kinds of thoughts and that non-bipolars have. I'm just riffing here, but that does make some sense intuitively. Hey, produce not pills. You see it too, huh? People are absolutely insane driving on the road. I'm with you. I don't understand it either. Motorcycles are not exempt either from driving insane. I just so much insane driving over the past couple years. So yeah, I don't want a chance at cycling right now, road cycling. Neither does Angie. I'd let her know if we ever move somewhere in the future and have some places in mind where we could cycle on roads that are protected. It's just like people and bikes only, no cars can get in. Yeah, I'd do that again for sure. But yeah, right now, not wanting to roll the dice right now with what I'm saying. I just feel like I'm rolling dice enough driving, but putting myself, even when I'm walking, I'm looking around. Like there's so many ways to get nailed by a bad driver these days. I mean, I almost got killed by one earlier this year. That high-speed chase guy just nicked the side of my car. But if I was in a slightly different position, it could have been it could have been it for me. If I'd just been up a little bit further in that left turn lane. That's cool if you have good bike lanes. Some parts of Long Beach have nice protected bike lanes. Others, they're offer no protection. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, then Long Beach wants to be a biking city, but the people drive like such crap here. Such crap. Can I say that? People drive like such crap here. It's not working out right. And Long Beach has spent a lot of money in putting bike lanes all throughout the city. Yeah, Travis. Yeah, I see people staring on their phones too when they're driving. Yeah, so yeah. Paul Saladino has made a full-length movie now. I can't imagine. What's it called? Let me just take a guess. Let's come up with some titles for Paul Saladino's full-length movie. I'll start us out here. Look at me. I'm in the jungle, shirtless. Like little pause, like a comma or dot, dot, dot. Look at me. I'm in the jungle, shirtless. Could that possibly be the title of his full-length movie, maybe? Look at me. I'm in the jungle, shirtless. How about shove beef up your butt? How's that one? Oh, don't even get me started on roundabouts here, guys. People in my area have no idea how to deal with roundabouts. Like, there's a distinction. Traffic circles are usually big, large, often on big streets. Roundabouts are like, I see them in our local neighborhoods here. And they installed some in Long Beach recently to create a bike lane, given, like, like they want like the street going east-west to have the right-of-way of all time. So bikes can flow through it, cars can flow through it. So the cars going north-south, they have a stop sign. It's a well-labeled stop sign. It says stop on the floor, painted in white, stop. And right before that, as you're approaching, stop ahead. People, for some reason, when they see the roundabout, they ignore the 3 stop warnings, the stop sign, the painted on the ground, and the stop head. They think those don't matter anymore. If you see a roundabout, it means you just blow through the intersection. Just maybe slow down a little bit and look to make sure it's safe. It's kind of weird. It's not like the Los Coast Diagonal. We're just talking to ones in our neighborhood. People just don't stop anymore. They think stop signs get overridden by roundabouts. If that were true, they would just remove the stop sign. It's made things worse. I thought it was gonna be cool. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a great biking situation here in the city. No, it's made it even more dangerous now, because you don't know when you're biking on those east-west streets if some asshole's just gonna ignore the stop sign because there's a roundabout there. I've heard people yell too, I didn't have to stop there. Like, no, you didn't. You don't know what you're talking about. You're speaking out of ignorance, because we hear it all the time. We hear people honking and yelling at each other because the people in the northwest directions aren't stopping. But anyway, yeah, I used to be pro roundabouts, big time, hardcore proponent. Now I'm going, people are too stupid here. Maybe it works out in other areas, but in my area here, people's IQs or whatever are just not understanding the concept. I never saw that coming. I thought people would have the intelligence to see a stop sign and know that you should stop, rather than freestyle and freelance in their brain. Like, oh, yeah, if there's a roundabout, that means the stop sign doesn't exist anymore. I always say, why doesn't our police department just dedicate a few officers to traffic citations? They would generate so much revenue. It would be insane. But anyway, I digress. Oh, late model. Yeah, Boston. Yeah. I remember my one time in Boston traveling with my band, and I noticed, wow, it's a beautiful city and people are friendly, but people drive crazy here. This is coming from someone from California. It seems like they drive unnecessarily crazy in Boston. But anyway, yeah, produce on pills. You're just on the highway and a motorcycle had to be going, wow, I believe you, 120 miles an hour, and went directly across 3 lanes and weaving between cars after. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Someone who, again, has very low self-preservation instincts. To be riding a motorcycle, one, yeah, it puts you at a higher risk of something bad happening if you, God forbid, collide with something. Secondly, to put yourself in that kind of situation where you're taking high risks like that at high speed, wow, some people just don't care about waking up tomorrow. I don't understand that feeling. So late model, that's cool. At least the people in your hometown can handle the roundabouts. They're like behaving properly. They're not. I guess people in Bend are smarter than people in Long Beach, and I'm not saying that facetiously. I think that's true, because you're proving that it can work out. But the tourists don't understand how the roundabouts work. Well, it's weird though how your locals can figure it out, and the tourists are dumb about it. Here in Long Beach, the locals can't figure it out. I mean, a few of us do, obviously. For the most part, I think most people don't understand them. Roddy, I don't even think I know the song Roundabout by Yes. I was never a big Yes fan. I was never into any bands really that were considered prog-ish, except for maybe Rush, and they're maybe prog adjacent or something. You like to hear my Boston accent? I don't really have a Boston accent. I haven't really studied it enough. A cup of coffee. Is that more New York or something? I don't know, but I don't have a Boston accent. All right, what have I been missing there? Yeah, VLAM, I'm seeing that all the time, that cars and pedestrians, and cyclists for that matter, don't coexist peacefully. Yeah, I'm with you, late model. I'm walking constantly like you. I walk all over the neighborhood, doing all sorts of stuff, and I always have eyes on the back of my head. I even wear my AirPods now when I'm walking, just to help protect my ears, because there's trucks going by, there's helicopters going by. It's loud out there, but I just don't walk with my AirPods on irresponsibly. I take that as an opportunity to be even more hyper aware of my surroundings. You know, being safe, making sure no cars are coming to hit me, nothing weird's happening. Yeah, totally. It can be done. You can walk with the noise reduction headphones or AirPods and do it responsibly. Oh, you were a Yes fan, AJ. Awesome. What did I say that was funny? What was I talking about there? Boston? Um, okay, the UK doesn't use stoplights or roundabouts, as you automatically stop at the junction line and always give way to the right when we move again. Nothing as orderly happens, at least in my hometown here. Huh. That's weird, Antero. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota that the cyclists are more aggro than the car drivers, huh? Okay, so Paul Saladino's movie isn't called "Hey, Look at Me, Shirtless in the Jungle." It's called Food for Humans. Like, how would he know? He's had like 4 different kinds of diets that he's been recommending to people over the past like 5 or 6 years. Yeah, owner of Lonely Heart. Yeah, I heard that all the time. That's actually a pretty nice little song there for Yes. I was on the same boat as you, late model, not using earbuds while walking ever. But I've changed my opinion because I really need to protect my hearing more and more because I'm working on music all the time. I just can't have like 100 decibel bus going by me or something like that. But I said just because you have AirPods on, it doesn't block out everything, and you can looking around all the time. And even if I have full-on noise cancellation on, I can still hear a truck coming. I just don't hear it as loudly. But I take it as more of a challenge to be even more focused, more aware of what's happening all around me. But I get you. You know, I understand it is a risk. I'm not recommending you guys do this. You might not have the same kind of awareness and diligence that I think I have. Maybe I'm kidding myself, but I try. Was I frozen again? I'm back. What the hell? Let me see if I can see it happening. Okay, I missed it. All right, I missed it that time. Huh, wonder what's up. No, maybe YouTube is still a little effed from their outage on Wednesday, so... Because I usually don't have any freezings. You know, I really should restart all my routers and modems and stuff. It's good to do that once, like maybe at least twice a year or something like that. So I'll do that before the next live stream. Well, I can't mean the bikers were aggressive, Anto, but they're not mean. It's more of a sort of Minnesota nice joke. Minnesotans can sometimes be overly cautious, and bikers will be constantly waving for drivers to go ahead and pass. Interesting. Wow, that never happens here. I mean, I shouldn't say never, but it's extremely rare. That is not typical California driving cyclist behavior at all. Oh, I see I saw it again. Huh, let me look at something here. Let me check something, guys. Interesting, huh? I see where it was having some issues. Huh. I don't know what's going on, guys. Oh, I guess we're going to have to deal with it tonight. And again, just to be absolutely safe, I will restart all my network gear before the next week's live stream, just to be absolutely safe. I just want to do it anyway. Then just the network in our house will just be it just runs better. Less weird stuff. A digital roundabout? What is a digital roundabout? Yeah, Uncle knows. I was wondering if your area is as bad as here. Like you use the ambulance sirens are brutal here. Well, what's worse for us is there's a helicopter route that kind of not goes directly over, but close enough. So we're always hearing helicopters, sirens. It's like, I want to live somewhere. I want to live in a smaller town where they cannot afford to fly helicopters, That's my goal. Yes, just restart it. Bestie's telling you to reboot stuff. Yeah, Angie has the mantra from me. If she has some kind of technical problem, I said, did you restart it? She goes, no, I didn't want to. Just restart it. Just restart it. Then we can see if we need to do more. But just the first thing, yeah. If you see any weird tech issues, restart things. But anyway, yeah, I promise I'll do what I can. I'll restart a bunch of things before next Friday to do my part. And in case some of it's on my end. But my suspicion, my hypothesis is that we're seeing some residual network problems from YouTube's Wednesday sort of outage or so. You got a bacon? That's so lame. Like, who watching my channel is going to respond positively to a bacon ad and go, yes, I will buy the bacon now, even though I'm vegan? This makes no sense. YouTube knows what they're doing. They're just taking money from the bacon advertisers and, showing it to vegans. They're taking money and showing an ad to someone who has zero chance of buying anything that they're seeing there. Anyway, wow, I didn't know Buffy the Vampire Slayer said that. No, we're not starting a Discord. No, I have no plan to start a Discord at any time. So just letting you guys know, don't get excited about that. That's cool, Blood Rose. That I've seen there's a fire department not too far from us too, and I noticed when I see them pulling out. Because they're right by a post office. I see them pulling out, and they try not to turn on their sirens. I guess unless it's some crazy emergency, they try to be respectful, but I don't think they have that luxury all the time. But no, sorry, I'm just gonna restart my network before we even consider moving this to Discord or something like that. Wow, that sucks, Nikki. You get steak and beef ads every day? That's just not right. Like, why would a vegan want to see steak and beef ads? That's just wasting everyone's time as Google/YouTube collects all the money. Okay, yeah, you are near Pacific Coast Highway, so that's a major street. Yeah, for sure. But still, you shouldn't be hearing sirens all day. Yes, Heidi. I don't really like Discord's interface all that much. It's a little, I think to move everyone there, it's kind of nerdy, kind of techie, I should say. So, not as user friendly as what YouTube, Google have created. Oh, I'm sure they know you're vegan, Nikki. You're watching this live stream all the time. They know you're vegan. I know. I say that all the time, AJ, too. They say vegans shove our beliefs down everyone's throat. It's like me and Angie will be peacefully watching a show at night, and chilled out on the couch. All of a sudden, some ad comes on. They're shoving dead animal bits in our face. Like, vegans don't do that. They don't show gross dead animal. We don't show slaughterhouse footage or whatever on an ad or something on TV. But yeah, meat eaters, especially big companies like corporations, get to shove dead animal products in our face. But yeah, it's the vegans that are always doing that supposedly. I know exactly. We have that feeling all the time. We joke about that. Yeah, YouTube and Reddit, those are mine as well. Yeah, as you guys know, yeah, I follow My City, I follow Gen X, amongst others. I follow lately I've added a few artificial intelligence ones, primarily not just AI like ChatGPT AI, but for people that are interested in kind of deploying local AI or LLM systems on their own, like for their businesses or for their personal pleasure or whatever like that. Because yeah, I've been doing a lot of work with that for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, we got like a cool system running in our house here because the Mac that I stream on, it's pretty powerful. It's got 64 gigs of RAM. It seemed like overkill at the time, but anyway, yeah, I can use some of that RAM. It's most of the RAM's not being used by like my daily stuff, like my video editor software and my web browsers and stuff like that. Even when I'm working on music, I don't think it takes up that much RAM. But anyway, my point is I have a lot of RAM sitting idle, so yeah, I'm keeping like some smaller, medium-sized LLMs and loaded up, and I've set it up so that you could be anywhere on our network. Angie could hit it from her laptop or iPad. I could be sitting on the couch on the iPad doing stuff. So anyway, that's what I've been kind of interested in lately. I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate some artificial intelligence stuff in our work here. Like we have a lot of data from my music career. You know, a lot of interviews, reviews, descriptions of songs, albums, stuff like that. So we're trying to put that all together in a separate kind of database that the model can access to help us, like, you know, find details, write stories, who knows. And I have also started one for my vegan stuff here. I have like some videos that I made recently where I don't have other people talking, like the argument for veganism and the one I made 2 weeks ago about lab-grown meat. It's just me talking, so I have that in there. I'm going to feed more into it. And anyway, that's what I've been doing lately. Doing some AI development, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, it's been kind of exciting, actually, lately. I feel like a young web developer in like 1999 year or 2000 or something like that. It's finding something new, dabbing my feet into it, just poking around, seeing how it works, seeing what I can do with it. I feel like that again, the .com days. The forgotten generation. That's my mom. Or is that the silent gen? I think is that what it is? They're the forgotten or the silent generation? I forget which one that is. They're the generation that's older than the boomers. Which one is that? I forgot. Okay, the silent generation. Okay, that's it too. Okay, that's what I thought they were called. Who the hell's the forgotten generation then? I'm with you, Antero. All these meat companies pushing bacon on vegans in their YouTube ads. I hope they go bankrupt. They can waste their money. I just don't want to see it. Yeah, I forget. Is it Lost or Forgotten Generation? Someone look it up for me right now. Okay, that's the Lost Generation. They're the Lost Generation? Is that... Okay, I forgot. I'm having brain farts again. It's because they're lost and forgotten. I hadn't forgotten my mom. Trying to keep her going. So anyway, I'm glad we haven't had any more streaming problems. Okay, our parents are the silent generation. Okay, thank you, the silent generation. Because now that we've clarified one generation older than boomer is the silent generation. Is there truly a forgotten generation as far as like demographics go, like Gen X, boomer? Or is it just a name that's used sometime poetically? I thought sometimes maybe like Beatnik era was called the forgotten generation, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Is it really a demographic thing, or is it just something more vague, or is it describe a certain demographic? Let me know if you know that. See, I've even forgotten who the forgotten generation VLAM, so it's totally right. You're absolutely right. No one remembers them, huh? Okay, so we are the forgotten generation. Okay, that's what Sarah, our late model, is saying. Forgotten generation is Gen X. Yeah, I have heard that described. People forget about us because we were a smaller demographic, like numerically, the number of people, like the baby boomer, Gen X. And then millennials were a big numbered generation too, but we were like this era where people were having fewer kids or something like that. I don't know. I guess it works out. It actually helped us out. It made things less competitive. Meaning you're trying to get into a college, less people competing against you because you're a smaller generation, smaller demographic. When you go out and try to get your first apartments and stuff, not as many people competing. It keeps the prices down a little bit better. So I didn't realize that I may have had a few benefits or advantages being in a smaller demographic compared to, like, say, millennials. I guess there's a lot of Gen Zs too. I don't think they're a small generation like ours. Gen Xs, I mean. Gen Xers talk about how their parents neglected them. I wouldn't accuse my parents of neglecting me, but they were the first generation where it was really common for both parents to be working. Not to say it didn't happen before, but it became pretty much the norm. Like, so when I came home from school, latchkey kid, no one home for a few hours. So I had, a lot of time to be introverted, not to get into trouble, but be introverted. I think that's why I got into guitar playing. Something I could do. I didn't need anyone there. In fact, that was the best time to play. No one's there. I can crank it up, just screw around on guitar for a few hours. So, yeah, it actually is a good thing if you're not afraid of being alone. Being left alone, I didn't see it as abuse or wrong. I just thought as like, cool, I can be myself. I can discover myself. I can be creative. And maybe that's why still to this day, I kind of prefer a more a lonely existence. But I'm always with Angie. But yeah, we're like the same person. I don't feel like there's anyone around. Like I don't feel like when someone comes and visits, oh, there's someone here. How strange and weird. But yeah, me and Angie, we're just like the same person. I think she feels like that too. The vegan generation, wow. Gen X had responsibilities. I don't know, I was lucky. I didn't have too many responsibilities, I think. Miyoko? She's no longer vegan? Who's saying that? Nikki, I've not heard that. I heard she no longer owns her company bearing her name, but I never heard that she's not vegan. Let me know if you know anything. Yeah, I would find that hard to believe, too, yeah. Maybe they got confused on her no longer being Miyoko's cheese company or whatever. What's that, AJ? Gen X say they would be outside for hours and had to drink from the garden hose. I never heard that one before. That's what Sarah meant about the garden hose generation, house water survivor. I never heard that one before. And I never saw that in my experience. None of my friends or anything like that. There was a latch key. I don't see why you just wouldn't get a latch key and get inside rather than have to sit outside your locked up home for hours until the parents got home. That is cruel. I'll agree with that. That's like bordering on child abuse there. Yeah, Travis. Yeah, it's not funny how as time goes on, the possibility of a family to survive on one paycheck continues to dwindle. You're a latchkey kid too, huh? Well, yeah, you said you're a young boomer, right? So you probably had a lot of the same similar experiences as Gen X, or like, yeah, I was early Gen X. So yeah, I don't know if late Gen X, like the 1980 Gen X people, had the same latchkey experiences as someone like myself born in the late 60s. Let's see. Great question, Anto. What's the longest me and Angie have been apart from each other? For your wife and I, it's only been like 4 days in the last 15 years. The longest apart was probably like 3 days or 2.5 days or something like that. Maybe 3 days. I don't know, something. It's not been long. I don't think she's ever been gone like 5 days or anything like that, or I've been gone 5 days. We're pretty much always around at the same time, and especially now. Yeah, we haven't been apart since let me just try to guess here. Last time we spent a couple days apart was maybe in 2017. I'm going to take a guess, somewhere in that, give or take a year. So almost a decade since we've spent a night apart. AJ, yeah, screw around as kids. Yeah, I might drink from the garden hose for fun or for just goofing off. But yeah, not like a regular thing or anything like that. Yeah, you would think so, VLAM. Yeah, as technology makes things more, progress and more productivity, and now AI is going to be able to do all the work. Who knows where things are going? But yeah, you'd think, yeah, we'd just be able to kick back and nope. That's awesome. Wow, your mom Late model stayed home with you, but she volunteered twice a week and would raise hell in the house when she was gone. That's awesome. Not a latchkey kid. Yeah, AJ. Yeah, it sounds like you're more early Gen X and like a solid mid period boomer, like from the things you refer to. Nikki, you loved being latchkeyed with your siblings. See, I didn't even have siblings. I just latchkeyed myself in, and that was that. It would be fun to hang out, Heidi, all together if we were all us in kid form now. That'd be interesting, huh? I don't know how that would happen. That would be cool, huh? That'd be really cool. Well, you had well water when you were a kid, Travis? Wow, did you grow up in a rural area? Because that sounds so trippy for someone like here. You're like having a well, like, wow. We just don't see them in Southern California unless you're out in a very rural area. What's that, AJ? One animated AI image generates as much energy as running a microwave for an hour. AI requires a lot of power because they run off GPUs, NVIDIA GPUs, more or less. And NVIDIA GPUs, they're an amazing engineering feat. They can process so much information parallel at the same time. Just it's crazy the bandwidth. But it comes at a cost. NVIDIA chips were not designed with efficiency in mind at all. And I read about this all the time on the Reddit, the subreddits I've been reading about. They talk about it's just crazy. It heats the room up. While on the other hand, like on my Mac, and the AIs I run locally, they don't generate images, just text only. But Mac computers, Apple Macintoshes, the chips in there are basically super steroided out versions of their iPhone chips. So iPhone chips are meant to run, on little tiny devices. They're not plugged in the wall with, giant power supplies, meaning if they were designed with efficiency first, efficiency and power. So you give up some power, but you gain a lot of efficiency. Meaning, yeah, when I run models here, it's my computer doesn't even break a sweat. The fans don't kick on or nothing. It's really amazing to be able to use AI in a super like low energy way. So yeah, if any of you guys are conscious about that, yeah, don't hit the big AIs, the ones that are, the big cloud commercial ones. Those are ones running like 1 trillion parameters. That they've been trained on 1 trillion parameters. Mine is like 30 billion compared to like 1 trillion. Way less energy, way less memory going on. So there are ways to do AI that is not going to destroy the world. So yeah, if you have a computer that's got enough memory, and most of you guys, I thought a lot of you guys have bought like Macs in the past couple of years. I remember you got one late model, and I thought, didn't you get one too, AJ? Even with a standard, just base level recent Mac, they come with 16 gigs of RAM. You can run a smaller 3 billion parameter model in there. I'll tell you how to do it too if you really want to do it. But yeah, even on a base level Mac with 16 gigs of RAM, you can run a pretty decent little model on there. It's not going to have the same power as the big cloud ones, but you can get a lot of questions answered without having to do that. Yeah, if you have a new Mac Bear over the summer, you'll be fine. Yeah, it probably has an M3 or M4 chip in it. You'll be great. Yeah. And you got a Mac recently too. Yeah, you guys could do that if you really wanted to. I use something called LM Studio. That's just how it sounds, LM Studio, and it makes it really easy. Like anyone without any technical knowledge, even total beginners, can download models and run them on your computer. They won't let you download a model that's like too big for your computer's memory. It reads your system. It knows how much you can handle. So yeah, just check it out if you guys are really interested in that. I've been fascinated. It's actually kind of giving me some excitement. I've been like working on like language model stuff here for a while. Oh, you have a studio. Late Model Studio. No, LM Studio, not Late Model Studio, but LM Studio. Check it out. That's what got me into it. It's really great if you're not really technical. And if you are technical, it's cool. It comes with like 3 modes: beginner, intermediate, and developer. And developer exposes way more parameters you can tweak. Beginner, pretty much nothing. Just run the model and have fun with it. So yeah, you can dip your toes in if you're not all that technical. I started in beginner mode. Now I'm in developer mode all the time, tweaking things. Wow, you had well water too when you grew up, Peter? Interesting. What's that, Uncle? You were told in high school, and Uncle is a boomer. You're yeah, a little older than me. You were told in high school that so when was that? That would have been like in the 70s or early 80s. You were told in high school that computers were going to do so much work that we would only have to work 6 hours a day and only 3 or 4 days a week. Well, pretty soon we'll have to work nothing because there'll be no more jobs, and pray to heaven that there'll be universal basic income. What's that, Nikki? Imagine being able to be vegan, kids all going to school together, socializing after school together. Wow, Travis, you grew up in a rural areas, I guess, outside of Pittsburgh. So if it didn't rain for a while, you can't shower or whatnot. Well, hopefully they've changed that by now. Yeah, AI uses a ton of that. That's what I'm talking about. These cloud-based AIs, all the big ones like Gemini, OpenAI, Grok, all those. Yeah, they're running the most powerful NVIDIA cards, super hot. They need tons of water. But yeah, when you run them locally, nothing. I mean, you could run stuff on mobile devices. I have a little program that runs an AI program runs little models on my iPad, and yeah, no water, no overheating or anything like that. It can be done more ethically, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to justify AI or anything, but I'm saying it's not as the ones that you're talking about there. They're horrible. In those kind of data centers, there's just not enough energy to go around. Something's going to break, But I'm saying, yeah, you can run stuff if you want to do it in a more ethical way. Run stuff locally on Apple Silicon. You can do it, and you won't even hear your fans come on. At least I've never heard our fans come on yet. Oh, one time, I take that back. One time I didn't know what I was doing. I downloaded this big, powerful model, and it was probably too powerful for my computer, and I didn't understand the parameters to adjust so it doesn't think too long. And I had it set to unlimited. I go, I gotta stop this. My fans are kicking on, so I fixed it and haven't heard it since. Yeah, I'm an elder Gen X. Yeah, I think Gen X started just a couple years before I was born, like maybe 2 or 3 years before. What's that, Uncle? Does Star Trek OS have any money, or have they evolved past that? I don't know how it works out on Star Trek, to be honest with you, if they have to exchange money. Is that right, Peter? There's nothing. There's no criminal activity to peacefully participating in a rally and expressing your free speech rights. So if it's gonna be a criminal charge to attend a peaceful rally, then our country is totally gone to shit. Hopefully, it won't. Nothing like that'll happen tomorrow. I don't know, Antero. I think so. I think the water is just part of the cooling or something like that. So I think salt water would work, but I never looked into that. Wow, an Atari 400 for nostalgia. What might be easier is to find some kind of like remake of it, like maybe even like something you could play on like a iOS device or iPad or something like that. Because my point is if you're buying an ancient piece of tech like that, it's probably it might not work. It might not work for you. Might buy it and it'll break it really soon. You know what I'm saying? You're on your own there. But yeah, if you can find some kind of modern recreation or something like that, a simulation, that might be the way to do it. That way you can play the games, an emulator, stuff like that. Well, yeah, Heidi, yeah, it should be fine. As long as I'm not saying, yeah, I'm fearing being arrested by Pam Bondi or anything like that. I'm just saying, yeah, I don't know if she made such a claim, but if she did make such a claim, that would just be the antithesis of what democracy stands for, having getting together and rallying, speaking, making your voice heard. That's kind of the definition of democracy, to squash that. But yeah, in any group, there's going to be some bad apples. Even in vegans, there's some real asshole vegans, complete, like worst of the worst, as bad as any non-vegan sociopaths and narcissists and stuff. We got them, So hopefully not too many of them will show up and cause trouble, or who knows, maybe some people who want to make the King's Day protest look bad, the opposite side will send some of their worst narcissists and sociopaths and start trouble and blame it on the peaceful protest. Who knows? Who knows what kinds of crazy crap can happen? So I'm just saying there's bad people no matter what your belief systems are, and they make life crap for us all. Well, you have an Atari 1600 with cartridges. Well, I don't remember the 1600. Is that something that came after the 400? Because the 400 had the infamous cartridges. Oh, Atari 2600. Wait, that's the main game machine, right? I'm not sure what the Atari... Wait, Atari 400 is an old computer. I remember those now, the Atari 400 and 800. The 2600 is the classic game console that a lot of us lucky kids had and hooked up on our living room TVs in the 70s. Yeah, that thing is classic. Yeah, you still have yours, Uncle? Don't get rid of that, whatever you do. That thing is awesome. Seriously, if you ever want to get rid of it, let me know. Not that I need more junk and stuff piling up here, but seriously, if you ever want to get rid of it, call me first. Yep, riffraff is and can be absolutely anywhere. That makes you a video game girl. If you played Kong, like Donkey Kong, yeah, it totally makes you a vintage game nerd for sure. Nope, King's Day protesters is not on Antifa. They're anti-kings. That's why it's called No King's Day. Again, it's, for the most part, people are going to be peacefully protesting. If some bad people show up, that doesn't represent everyone. Just like if we go to a vegan rally, most people are going to be totally cool, but there might be a couple dumbass, mean, sociopathic, narcissistic vegans that'll do something bad and reflect poorly on the rest. That's just how life is. Yeah, but most protesters, I'm sure, will be law-abiding and be happy to express their free speech rights, to show their opinion. That's what democracy is. People, get to express their opinions, as long as they're not like shouting fire in a crowded room or something like that. The rally's going to be at night for you, late model, because I saw ours, I think it's like 10 a.m. to 2 or something like that. Oh yeah, Heidi asks, yeah, what do you think? Do you like your new Mac, AJ? How about you, Sarah? Do you guys like your new Macs that you guys got in the past year or so? Because, yeah, I'm thinking about upgrading my main studio one. I got it. It has an M1 Ultra chip, and next year they'll have the M5 Ultra. It's going to be really a beast for music, for video, and for AI. I'm thinking about maybe if my life isn't like, like my funds aren't depleted from all the breaking things. Hopefully I'll be able to do something like that next year. We'll see. Anyway, okay, you love your and you got a MacBook Air, right? You got that. You love it in August. Yeah, we still have the first generation. Angie has an M1 MacBook Air, and yeah, the new ones are blazing fast. So yeah, if she can like grind out some low powered AI models on hers, yeah, yours will blast through those way better. Let's see, Nikki says Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, separate arcade replica size games, 400 each at Target, like the arcade size game? Are you serious? $400? Wow. I guess it could be done if it's a replica. Yeah, you could do it with a cheap monitor and stuff. Interesting. Never thought about that. Never seen that. Yeah, as far as the protests go tomorrow, I believe each city has their own time frame. The organizers there, choose whatever. So yeah, I don't think there's any unified time, but it's a unified day as far as I understand. What's up, Heidi? There's also a protester who went to an ice facility here and his car rolled into the river. What? What happened? Let's see. What's that late model? Bestie gets the most built out Macs every 2 or so years. He works those machines like they're that's cool. Yeah, because I got mine I think in 21, I think. So yeah, I was hoping to keep this one for maybe at least 5 years, maybe 10 if I could, but yeah, we'll see how it goes next year. Because yeah, I tell you, the 64 gigs of RAM are really I'm so glad I got kind of an overbuilt computer at the time, because you know, it seems like a lot at one point. You know, if you're a power user like me and like your bestie are, you'll use the resources eventually. You'll find some way to take advantage of all that power. And now, yeah, running models on mine, I go, wow, I wish I had 128 gigs of RAM now. I could really run some insane models if I had double the RAM. He didn't put it in park, did he? Heidi, did he do it on purpose, or did he just make a dumb mistake? Let's see, Uncle, you had to enroll for an extra year of security updates for Windows 10. Yeah, I haven't used Windows. I've never been a hardcore Windows user. I mean, I've used it on and off throughout my life, you know, primarily because I was a web developer. Sometimes I had to develop on Windows machines, and I always kept some kind of way to test Windows, either buying a cheap PC or running an emulation on my Mac. So yeah, not a hardcore Windows person, but I haven't used Windows 10 yet. But I've heard of a lot of people are not happy about how they don't want to switch to Windows 11 for a variety of reasons. And they like Windows 10. People seem to be really happy with it. It's really solid. But they've moved on. They want everyone to do 11. But you had to pay for or enroll to get an extra year of security. They should just give you security updates for free, because it screws the world up if people go around with these unsecure computers. That's not cool. Like Apple supports the computers for a pretty long time. No, lol, he hopped out of his car quick and then it rolled in the river. Wow. As far as backing up my computers, not to go on too much of a geek corner here, I don't back up. Well, I do. If anyone here runs Apples, you probably heard of Time Machine, where it just backs up stuff onto another disk silently. I forget about it. It just runs in the background. I have a separate little disk, like a terabyte drive that I just kind of back stuff to. That's for the system disk. As far as like my music work, yeah, I'll back those up to a separate drive. Sometimes I'll just back them up to iCloud. But yeah, like I'm working on songs, I go, man, what if I lose this? I just spent a whole day doing some awesome shit. I want to make sure my music files are still here, all the editing and recording what we just did. So yeah, if you're working on something important, you back it up. But yeah, as far as the system, I keep that backed up. You know, it's come in handy a few times. Okay, I'm glad they didn't make you pay for anything, but they made you enroll for updates. That should just be, again, like I said, automatic. It's kind of unethical to make you have an unsecured computer. Let's see, no right click on the Mac. Let me think. Well, I'll show you my mouse. I can right click. There's right click. I guess you're talking about the I know you're talking about the stock mouse, right? Yeah, I don't even think it works. I haven't plugged it in for months, but I have it here. I need just to put it in a drawer. But yeah, here's my right clicker. I got a left click, right click, little tiny things to click on too. I'm clicking all over this thing. I got this track. What is it? A Logitech track mouse ball or something like that. So yeah. And if you have a single clicker mouse like that white one I showed you there, you just hit Control, and that brings up the right click menu. So that it's just Apple's fault. They really want I'm not sure what they want. They want their computers to seem so simple. Yeah, you know, it's really handy to have that extra functionality of a left and right click. Yeah, it's in the settings. You can tweak that out too. Yeah. Yeah, they got all that stuff, Alan. Macs can be for complete nerds. I mean, it has the complete, like, you know, the terminal. Anyone ever go to the terminal there? You can do all the Unix, like Linux-like commands there and stuff, you know. You never have to, like, push a mouse ever. Just type in everything like you see hackers doing. Yeah, it can be as geeky or as just beginner, like, non-technical as you want on Macs. That's the great thing about them. One computer that can cover it, like, the whole range of skills of computer expertise. Okay, yeah, and if you have a laptop, then there's no physical mouse. You're right, AJ. If you guys are on a laptop, yeah, and yeah, Sarah got the MacBook Air too. Yeah, you just hit Control, right? Let me just do something here really quickie. Let me go into another browser tab here. Yeah, you just hit Control, and it brings up, you know, the Control button on your keyboard. You know, it's right next to Option and Command and the function button. Just hit Control and it brings up, at least that's the default. You can change that in settings, but just hit Control on your keyboard and that brings up the right click options if you're on a trackpad like a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. So check that out, AJ, if you haven't been doing that. When you're clicking on something, hit Control and see if you see the right click options. Hey, what do you know here? Let's see. What's that? Oh. What's that, Uncle? You turned your finger pad on your laptop off? You hated it? Yeah, check that out, AJ. That's pretty easy. That doesn't involve any cheat codes or anything. Just when you're clicking, hit Control. You know, if you want to hit a file, you can do extra things like you can compress it and stuff like that. I think that'll let you like share it, you know, like airdrop it or attach it to a message or email or something like that. So check that out. Yeah, I don't even think about how I do things anymore. Just Mac OS, just Apple OS. It's all I've been using for the past like 15, 20 years. It's just in my brain. I don't even have to like actually think and stop and think how I do it. It's just kind of like asking, like, how do you tie your shoes? You know, you have to stop and think about it. You don't even use controls. That's how low down. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the beauty about Apple stuff. You could be a complete Unix hacker nerd, or just someone getting their first computer. Anywhere in between that, a power user. You know, making gold records, Hollywood videos, movies, edits, you know, it could be on anything, and you know, doing anything, and the Mac can work out for you. But you can do all this stuff on Windows too. I'm just saying Macs can just be super friendly. The fingerprint, yeah, the Touch ID with fingerprints really nice too. Yeah, the newer ones have that. That's cool. Yeah, mine doesn't have that because I have a Mac Studio and it's just the computer. It's just a box. You know, it doesn't come with a keyboard or mouse or anything like that. So I don't have the Touch ID thing for my keyboard. I think I could buy a separate one, but I'm just using old keyboards that I have just keep using forever from my other past Macs. You know, it just keeps working. The tech's still there. Yeah, iPods are awesome. They're making a comeback, Antero. I tried to fix up some of my old iPods here. You know, it's just cool to have all your music on a hard drive or a SSD drive or whatever, and plug the headphone into the headphone jack and walk around, play music. I don't know. But I'm finding though, just to get all the parts replaced, you can do it. It's hard to open up certain iPods. Some are easier to open up than others. Some are really, really hard. I haven't been able to get open, and so it's just been kind of frustrating. I'm going to screw it. I don't have the patience for that. I'm just going to stream music on my computers or on my current phones and stuff. So anyway, that's cool. You feel more at home on your iPad there. Yeah, iPads are awesome. Yeah, I love my little iPad mini. I like mini things. I have a iPhone mini 13. They don't even make these anymore. If you have one of these and you go to the Apple store, they know we're a weird breed because we do not want to give up these iPhone minis, because a lot of us appreciate having like a small form, because you know, when I'm out and about, I guess if I were like someone who went to school all day or worked in an office all day, having a big phone of my own would be cool. But when I'm home, I'm on my like iPad mini. This is like, bigger than any iPhone. I'm just on this thing all day. It's huge, compared to a phone. But I can treat it like a phone. I can just, it's not like when I use Angie's like bigger iPad, it's like harder to do stuff on. It's cool and all, but I like the small form. And this is great because it doesn't weigh that much. It's really light. It doesn't take up much space in my pocket. So I appreciate that. Just like you don't even really notice you have it. It's like, the weight and dimensions of like a wallet, a small wallet. But anyway, enough of me blabbing about tech or anything like that. Let's see, B-Rabbit. You want a Mac, but you hate that you can't upgrade. You can't use an iMac for a display. Actually, some you can. Some older Macs you can. I actually have one of those older Macs right now. I was using it as a display for my last Mac I had, which was just a box, You can do that with some. It's called Target Display. But yeah, most any Mac, though, from the past, 15 years doesn't have that ability anymore. And I wish they did, because that's really cool if you could just use your old iMac as a display, because those displays are really nice. They're really good. It just sucks that you can't upgrade the inside part. So that's where, if you don't like that deal, D-Rabbit, check out the Mac Minis. It's just like a smaller box. I have the Mac Studio, which is a big box. The Mac Mini is a little tiny box. And there you can hook up any display you want, so say you have a nice monitor you really like, you don't have to get rid of it next time your computer gets too slow. Just buy a new Mac Mini, shove that in, keep the same keyboard, mouse, and display. So think about those. Those are pretty cheap too. I think they start at like maybe $600 or $700 or something like that, because they don't have to put all that money into a display and stuff, or even a keyboard. So check that out. You still have an OG iPod in the living room. We have one here too, but I kind of messed it up. I was tinkering around with it, and my big stubby fingers screwed something up on the inside. So we still have it, but it doesn't work anymore. But I was tinkering around with it to make it work better. It wasn't really working right. So anyway, at least I have this first generation iPod video to tinker around with. But this one is notoriously hard to open up. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm just over it. I'm over the nostalgia of it. I'm just back to my streaming music. Yeah, this isn't much bigger than an iPhone 4. I think it's the size, if you guys remember the iPhone 5S or something like that. Is that the one that was really cool back then? It's not. It's around the same size as that, right? But once the iPhone 6 came, they all got bigger, but this is smaller. So I'm keeping this for at least another year. I changed the battery last year. A lot of people don't know that. You can go to the Apple store and they'll change the battery same day. Just make a Genius Bar reservation, appointment, whatever. And they usually do it in about an hour, 2 tops, so you can go shop. Or in my case, I went on a little hike by the ocean, and because I picked one that was right by the ocean. And yeah, you can do that. And it makes your phone feel way more like kind of new, not having the battery die so quickly. Which versions of Macs came in different colors? You're thinking of iMacs. iMacs are pretty much the only one. There's a couple exceptions, but iMacs are pretty much the only ones that they offer in different colors. I mean, I think they have offered like MacBook Pros and MacBook Airs in slightly different colors, but the really colorful ones are the iMacs. Yeah, D-Rabbit, right. You'd have to pay for all the peripherals if you go Mac Mini. However, if you already have the peripherals, you might not have a monitor, but I'm assuming you probably already have a keyboard and mouse, right? So if you got that, just use those and then get yourself a really good monitor that you'll keep forever. Because I'm still using monitors. I'm using Apple Thunderbolt displays. They haven't made these in like way over a decade, but they're beautiful 27-inch monitors. They're basically the monitor that used to be on the 27-inch iMacs back in the day. And they work perfectly. I mean, these are archaic and they're still like great. So anyway, yeah, as I'm saying, if you invest in a monitor, it's an investment, but you don't have to. You can get a cheaper monitor. You can get like decent monitors on Amazon for like a couple $100, $200-300, and you can still probably use those for a long time too. Ooh, that sounds good. Pot thickens, chickpea curry for dinner. Damn. Maybe I can convince Angie we can make some kind of... Oh, well, we just had khichdi, so I don't think she'd want to go down the Indian road again. Yeah, the first wave of those fun colors were those, like the Bondi Blue iMac that Steve Jobs reintroduced when it came back to Apple. Then like the year after that, they had a whole array of colors. I remember we had a purple one. We had that second generation of those little cute iMacs that look like VW bugs. Yeah, the pot thickens. Yeah, the original Bondi blue iMac. Yeah, keep that. That's like it's even if it doesn't work, just keep it. It's cool. That's a piece of history. You wanted a pink or blue iMac back in the day? Yeah, you're probably thinking of the second generation where they had. I remember. I think pink was one of the colors. I remember we got purple. That was in 2000. I remember getting that sucker. Oh, you don't have any of this stuff. You've been using your Asus computer since 2013? Holy smokes, and it still works? Good for you, D-Rabbit. That's totally awesome. Yeah, I'm still using an iMac from 2011 and or is it 2009? It's somewhere in there, 2009, 2011. I have that in another room. I use that to like fulfill orders, like when people buy our books. And someone just bought one last week, so thanks, guys. And if you want to buy our shirts too, Happy Healthy Vegan t-shirt. Angie wanted to remind you, we have them in all sorts of colors. It's not just black. You get all different colors, different kinds of shirts, like tanks and tees. Let me just put the link for that page up for y'all. Let's go there really quickly. Happy Healthy Vegan merch. Is this it? It's being so slow. Nope, that's not it. There we go. Huh. What's up with our other site though? Let me just check it out real quick, guys. That makes me... Huh. Okay. Huh. Our t-shirt store seems to be down. I need to do some work. But anyway, our bookshop is down, but here's our t-shirts. Yeah, check out our shirts here. You get some of the Doesn't Suck Being Vegan shirts. Ooh, I lost you guys. Where are we? Yikes, where's my live stream? Here we go. Our shirts. All right, so anyway. Oh, the pot thickens. You have the old Mac Pro, the big silver cheese grater type ones. Yeah, that was a classic computer too. I'll let Angie know if she makes another book, you will buy it. Awesome. All right, guys, it's after 8. We got to get going. So, yeah, I'm hungry. I hear Angie chopping some stuff, which makes me think maybe she's making us a soup. We can cross our fingers for that, guys. So, I'm glad we had a chill live stream. I'm kind of glad that we didn't get any haters coming because I did invite a few people that left mean, horrible comments to me over the past few days, and none of them took me up on it. And again, if you're watching on the vertical stream today, thanks for sticking out with me, guys. I'm sorry I did it wrong. It looks way worse than it normally would look, so I'll make sure next week I do it correctly. Now I know there's this way for me to screw it up. I wasn't thinking about that this time. I thought, oh, cool, I did it last week, fine. Now I have to think it through more clearly next time before I hit start the stream. So, yeah, we're going to miss you next week, late model. So have fun with your family. That's cool, your mom's birthday. So that's more important than us. She'll be back with us. So, yeah, if you, just come back after all the birthday festivities are over, and we'll be here, and we'll still be vegan, right? Even though we're all in late stage veganism ourselves, I think we're going to survive the next few weeks, I hope. So, guys, so thanks for being with us, with me and all of you guys. Thanks for being here on another Friday live stream. I really appreciate you being here, spending your time with me and sharing your thoughts with me and just hanging out together. Yeah, Peter, send me some more ideas. I got that one about VD. I'll think about it. If you got some more, send some more. Like I said, I like to have multiple video ideas and try to decide which one's kind of the best fit for the way I respond. And so yeah, just keep sending me stuff. Appreciate that, guys. So thanks, Uncle and Peter, for moderating too. Didn't have to do too much tonight. You guys are just regular chill people tonight. You guys are regular chill people anyway. I'm saying you didn't have to do any moderator duties or anything like that. You just got to be regular old folks here. All right, guys, so thank you so much. Yeah, everyone have a good, peaceful weekend. If you're protesting, be safe and sane. Keep your wits about you. Look around. If you see any do-gooders, is that what they're called? Move yourself to another area so you don't get caught up in some nonsense. Hopefully it'll all be chill and peaceful. And I'll let you guys know if I am able to make it out tomorrow or not too. I think I might be able to somehow work it all out with my mom as far as what time I arrive at her house tomorrow, guys. All right, so much love, peace, and remember, it doesn't suck being vegan. I'll see you guys with a new vid next week, hopefully in a live stream Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Bye, guys. Much love.